Be the Light Wellness On Air is a monthly broadcast hosted by Brandelyn Cameron, featuring holistic health providers. Today on Be the Light Wellness, we are joined by one of my favorite humans, Darpan Ahluwalia, aka the Total Nutrition Diva, registered holistic nutritionist and owner of the Manotick Natural Market.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And a whole list of other things that I'm sure we'll get to as we go. But I guess I want to start with, you have some really big news coming out.
Yes. So you know what? We've been working on this book for almost 4 years, and we've been in this industry since 2008, working on and off together. So we have this amazing book called Context Eating Method without getting rid of, your amazing foods that you usually tend to avoid when you're trying to lose weight.
Yep.
We're trying to put the context back into the food and food back into the context. So the book is all about not restricting yourself, but living life sustainably and still getting the good benefits of health and weight loss at the same time.
Okay. And so basically, how does that work? Like, do a little insight without going too deep, but like what is the context eating method?
A lot of people go into the latest fad that's coming, whether it's keto, whether it's, intermittent fasting, and all these things are great, but there's only a small population who's able to really keep it very restrictive for themselves, right? Yeah. So we wanted something that is going to work, and we worked with our clients since 2008, as I said, on and off, improving the techniques, improving the different components of context eating to our clients, and seeing it being successful in long-term weight loss, where it's just not weight loss, but also helping them regulate their blood sugar levels, helping them with their gut health, and helping them with hormone balancing. Because when people put all these aspects together, the weight loss is almost like a side effect, and it's long-term.
Okay. So it's sustainable then. They don't have to worry.
It's absolutely sustainable. We really, our focus on this was to really change the way how people think about weight loss.
Okay.
Because as I said, most people will go into that restrictive mode.
Right.
And do it for a little while, lose the weight, maybe it's 100 pounds, great. But then when they go back into their routine of likes and dislikes, then they are gaining not only what they've lost, but even more because of the blood sugar imbalance that's happened in the body and the stressors they've given to their gut. So while we are teaching our clients about context eating, we are also making them understand the different triggers. So in the book, you'll read there's 4 different triggers, whether it's physiological, situational, habitual, emotional, which is one of my issues, because I love cotton candy, but we try to explain to people, yeah, you can have that cotton candy as long as you're taking in the right context. Right. So for me, I'm not going to go and buy cotton candy from a grocery store. I will enjoy a fair that's happening during the summertime and someone making it fresh, and I'll try that because it takes me to this really happy, joyous time of my life when I was young. So it has some good things that does with your brain that you can still use in a small portion. Whereas if you were doing any of the other weight loss programs, that would be a big no-no. And as a nutritionist, well, cotton candy is pure sugar. Right. So it's not something that, generally most people will say, yeah, you can have that as part of your regime if it comes in the right context. So for us, it's all about falling in the right context and be able to enjoy the wine, enjoy that cotton candy, enjoy that cup of cake, because you are celebrating perhaps your kid's birthday. Right. Versus 3 o'clock in the morning because there's extra cake sitting in the fridge. Right. You want to just go and eat it because you don't want to waste it or because it's there. Okay. So that's not the right context. And it's really individualized then. Very individualized, yes. But the way it's made, everybody can follow through. Okay. The triggers we explain, the different food components we explain to them, because again, it's not geared towards just someone who wants to lose that last 10 pounds. Okay. It's really for someone who does not want to weigh their food, who doesn't want to stand on that scale and fit into that that realm of people saying, oh, you're this height, you should be of this weight.
Right.
It's taking away that whole structure that our society's been on that roller coaster ride for decades and decades and decades. And we see that nothing has changed, really.
Right. And it's so, everyone's so hyper focused on weight as a measurement when there's so many other metrics that are even more important than weight. Like, I mean, you can be a number, but still be super unhealthy in that number.
Exactly. Yes.
But I think everyone just immediately goes to the scale. It's like, okay, they have this vision. I want to be 120 pounds and I want to be 120 pounds in 4 months. And I'm going to cut out everything and I'm going to get there, but I'm not going to stay there.
Exactly. And people have to understand, if you have an imbalance in your body, it's not because it's happened overnight.
Right.
You have, like, abused your body or not listened to your body for a very, very long time. So having something over 4 weeks or 8 weeks it's not sustainable. It's not going to happen. It's a lot of work that you have to put into yourself.
Right.
And understand what foods you can eat. And I mean, like, even with context, there's boundaries. Like, we're telling people, yes, you can eat, for example, peppers and tomatoes for snacks. But someone who actually has lots of inflammation in their body and are sensitive to nightshades, that's not the right context for them. Okay. So making people understand certain structures is really, really important. That's what the book's telling a lot about.
That's amazing. So, and there's recipes in this book as well.
There's lots of recipes. Yes. One of my favorite ones is the lamb rogan josh, which is, of course, an Indian recipe, but there is a combination of salads. There's a combination of dinners, lunches, breakfast, and all these are made in such a manner that they are regulating your blood sugar levels, and they're balancing your hormones, and they're good for your gut. So all these spices and herbs, which most people tend to not really use often, are very healing for the immune system, for the gut healing. So we're trying to incorporate as much good nutrition and foundational foods in there that people can relate to and able to actually enjoy. We also have chocolate avocado recipe in there, right? I mean, yes, not everybody likes the avocado, so you don't have to do that. But once you understand how the context works, you can have that piece of chocolate. You can have that glass of wine without being restrictive when everybody else around you is enjoying it.
You can have your cake and eat it too. Right?
There you go. That's exactly what it is. And that's what if you look at the cover, when it's on the 17th, it'll be launched, and you'll be able to get that on Amazon, and we'll have the links out. The cupcake with the little candle and it's being held on a fork is just a perfect example as to, like, that fork could hold a bean, but it can also hold a cupcake.
For sure. And you said something really interesting a couple minutes ago. You mentioned hormones in the whole realm of weight gain. So they really play a big part in how
they do play a huge part. And we do touch a little bit in this book, but there's more series coming to this book where we'll be able to get more in depth into hormones and more into depth into blood sugar levels down the road. But yes, hormones take a huge toll on the body. Us as women are always fluctuating with hormones from the time we're born to the time we get puberty and period, to the time we get into having babies, and then menopause, and then it just keeps on going.
It's a roller coaster that never ends.
It's a roller coaster ride, right? And people think it's normal to have all these crazy symptoms because you are going through menopause. To the contrary, no, if your body is in a good state of health and you're understanding certain foods and you're understanding certain things you're doing for your body, you perhaps are not going to get the same symptoms your mother or your grandmother got because you're understanding and regulating your blood sugar levels and you're doing certain things for your body, exercise, good food, anything and everything. But again, it is work involved. People think you don't have to work on it till you actually have that issue, right? Most people will be like, oh, you know what, now I'm getting hot flashes, maybe I do something about it. But perhaps maybe 10 years prior, if you know that's coming, but I know it's human nature. We don't think about it till it actually happens.
Of course.
But prevention is so important because once you are focusing on that, everything else flows so much better.
Right. And I think even to go back to what you said about just the way society has conditioned you to react and think of things, I mean, most people only ever seek professional guidance when something goes wrong. Like you go to the doctor if you're not feeling well. You don't ever
Yeah.
just show up and say, "Hey doc, I'm feeling great. What do you have for me?" Right? Because they'd be like, "Well, nothing. If you're feeling great, that's good." But recently this year I started seeing a naturopathic doctor, which, you know,
Yes.
for me, it was very nice because you have that 1 hour time to sit there and talk about how things are going. Things are going great. How could
Yes.
it be better? And I think if more people adopted that mindset with making things better, then they would, you know, invest more in learning about all of these strategies that are out there.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. And I mean, I'm glad you were seeing a naturopathic doctor because, you know, again, maybe it's the time in your life where you feel you need extra help.
Yeah,
But I mean, you can start that at any age.
of
Like I
course.
have clients who are 6, 7, or 15 years old because their
Right.
parents are bringing them in, not because they have health issues, but because they want to make sure they don't have the health issues because their family has so much, whether there's cancer
Of
or
course.
lupus or any autoimmunes happening in the body. So they're looking at prevention. So I'm seeing a little shift, especially in the last couple of years,
That's amazing.
since that people are getting a little bit more proactive as to like, you know what, we really need to take care of our health, which is great.
Absolutely. Now, that being said, you do something else called a live blood analysis. Can you just tell me a little bit about like what is that?
So you know what? It is my favorite niche. I added that to my practice about 15 years ago, and I think that was the best move I ever made because two reasons. One, when you are sitting down with a client and doing a consultation, a lot of times they don't themselves know what their symptoms are
Right,
because they've had that symptom for so long that they think it's normal and they forget.
right.
So having just a nutrition consult, it is great. But once I added the live blood, I'm able to get much more in depth and be able to pick up certain things where there's a aha moment that happens with clients
Yeah.
that gets them for a better protocol, right? So it's basically a quick prick on the fingertip. It does not replace the blood sugar, the regular blood test you do with your medical doctors.
Okay.
It is not checking your blood sugar test either.
Yeah.
It is basically looking at your whole picture internally. I call it the internally galaxy.
Okay.
So we're putting that speck of blood, which is your DNA, on a dark field microscope and just analyzing whatever your blood's going to talk about because your blood can never lie, right?
Right.
So we are looking at anything and everything that your blood is going to talk to me about. So we could be seeing overgrowth of bacteria because your whole body is made of good and bad microbiomes, and that gives you indication of what's going on. We can see uric acid crystals. So that could be indication of maybe you're not eating the right foods. Maybe you have gout happening. Maybe you're eating too many foods with high uric acid levels
Okay.
or inflammatory foods.
Right.
We can see leaky gut, which is most people have it, whether I do the live blood or not. Most people, because our food is not at its optimal level and
Right.
our system is not absorbing food at its optimal level. So most people have a leaky gut anyways. But how severe it is, I'm able to see that. We can see whether there is heavy metals, which is again a really big factor on the overall health and brain function and gut health. And
Mhm.
of course, we can see how your whole body's working with your hormones. So that's a really good indication because we can see your liver, and liver is where your hormones are made. Whether there's high amount of spicules gives you indication of whether your liver is not functioning well, maybe your hormonal is not working well, or maybe you're not breaking down your fats and proteins and your gallbladder and liver is doing the extra work it's supposed to. So anything and everything, once we make a protocol for the client within the hour or so, they have a better understanding, first of all, what's going on within the body. And
Mhm.
then supplement wise, as well as food wise, they're able to kind of have a better understanding what's best for them.
Which is amazing. So if they come to see you, they actually get the results same day. It's not like you have to wait and then go
Yes.
back and then.
Yeah. So like, we do hormone tests, we do thyroid tests, we do different testings, just like your medical doctor would do too, but ours are a little bit more extensive.
Okay.
This one you do not have to wait for, which is really good for someone who's looking for some quick answers before they can go even further. And
Right.
once they have those answers, they have a better verbal understanding to talk to their doctor about what further testings needs to be done. Of course, I'm helping them saying, you know, ask your doctor, maybe you need a full hormone panel testing done. This is a little requirement. So once they have that lingo, they can have a better conversation with their doctor, and then the doctors take them seriously as well.
Of course. Yeah. That's
Right.
fantastic. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you about, of course, is your patented product that you actually came up with, your golden root, my golden root. Tell me.
So, you know what? One of the main reason I came up with that product was for my family.
Okay.
Just because my kids overall, and I come from an Indian culture where we use a lot of turmeric. And about 6 years ago, turmeric was becoming the latest new superfood, right?
Yeah.
And everybody was using it. And me having a, you know, my nutrition background, my herbology background, my homeopathy, my Ayurvedic. And I'm like, these people are not using this the right way. You know, people would take a teaspoon of turmeric, throw it in their smoothie, and they would have certain reactions. They'll be like, oh, my skin is itchy. I'm feeling nauseous. So not having the full understanding of the spice and the herb itself to see how it should be used, right? So when I was getting a lot of these symptoms coming from clients, and I'm like, okay, I need to go a little bit deeper into it. I already know you can't put that in a cold environment, but how can we make this a little bit more absorbable for people that they can actually use it? So long story short, there's a formulation called Golden Root, which is a combination of turmeric, ginger, lavender, oregano, and black pepper that kind of synergistically work together to help bring inflammation in the body. Most disease and diseases that happen in the body are because of inflammation in the body. So this is going to bring the inflammation down. It's going to even be absorbed by the body better because it's a non-fat soluble form of turmeric. So when you buy turmeric as in spice, put in your food, even if you buy turmeric in the capsule form, they're all in a fat soluble form. And yes, a lot of times they add the black pepper to it. So the absorption to the cellular levels is a little bit better. But most people still can't absorb it for many reasons. One, most of our people have a compromised digestive system. As I said, most people have a leaky gut. Many people don't have a gallbladder because in like 30, 40 years ago, everybody's tonsils and gallbladders were taken out because maybe that was the best route at that time. But when the gallbladder is taken out, you're not able to break down your fats to its optimal level. So what happens is then your liver has to do more of the gallbladder work. So then your liver is more toxic, hence more people have high liver enzymes and stuff. So what Golden Root does is bypasses the gallbladder because it's not breaking down any fats. It's a non-fat soluble product that can get into the cellular level right away within 15 to 20 minutes to start bringing inflammation down, but also healing the gut lining and improving the immune system. So the combination of herbs work synergistically together to work more than just inflammation. As I said, inflammation, digestion, immune system, and liver health, which again, everybody needs, right? So yeah, it tastes pretty decent. I mean, of course, because it's my product, I say it tastes yummy. I have 5% of clientele who is like, oh my God, this, I don't know how I'm going to take this because it's nasty. But I would say about good 90 to 95% will use it because it tastes like a very strong Italian dressing. And if you're used to those kind of dressing versus the creamy type, you will tend to really, really like it.
That's what I found too. So using it on your salad is a great way to incorporate the golden root too.
Exactly. So if you feel like you can't take it directly because it's very tart and very strong tasting, make it into a small shot of orange juice, put in your salad. And it's the form you can actually put in your smoothie. So it's not going to do the reverse in your body.
Oh, that's fantastic. And it's Health Canada approved?
Yes, it is.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's made in a Health Canada approved lab as well. So it's not made in my kitchen.
No,
no, not since the first year. Like obviously when it was formulations were happening, yes. But after that, it's made in a Health Canada lab for the past good 4 years or so.
That's amazing. Now, I think I read on Facebook too, you know, where you get all good things and all the news. Are you opening up another clinic or you're practicing somewhere else too?
Yes. So this is exciting, nerve-wracking at the same time, because I've been wanting to open a satellite clinic for a very long time towards downtown. I've done the Canada, I've done other locations, but downtown was something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And then COVID happened. So I just kind of concentrated in my Manotick location.
Yeah.
And then came an opportunity at a very beautiful building for
Okay.
me to take over a couple of rooms. So I jumped on it, and hopefully that will be a good move.
That's awesome. So when does it open? When can people book? How do they book?
You start booking last week of March.
Okay.
They can reach me at darpandiva@gmail.com or just by messenger or phone number. Everything is on my website as well.
Yeah.
It's been updated, the location, which is 200 Eldon Street. So that one is not like the Manotick Clinic, where the Manotick is a full store. It's open all the time
Right.
and people can just walk in. The downtown location is going to be by appointment only. It's
Okay.
not a full health food store. Yes, it's going to have a few products like golden doodle and a few things that I would need for my clients. But mainly it'll be for live blood analysis and oxygen therapy. So I have this really neat machine where it puts 30% oxygen in your body to just repair any damage to your tissues. So
Okay.
something that NASA and Olympics uses too. So I'm very excited about that. I've been using that for a few years now, and I'm very, very happy with it.
Oh, that's fantastic. So
Hmm.
many big new things on the horizon. That's so exciting, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
so
I'm very, very excited.
yeah, how does somebody get a copy of your book? We'll close with that. How do you get the book?
Yeah. So you can definitely get it from Amazon. If you want a hard copy signed by Kathy and myself,
Yeah.
we can do that. You can pick that up from the store. We are going to do a little soft launch at the
Okay.
store in
Okay.
March. So we
Okay.
will definitely, we don't have a date set, so I can't tell you that.
Okay.
But keep an eye on the Facebook page, or I'll do some updates on my personal page where we're going to have a soft launch where people can actually come, talk to us, have questions. We've already sent a few people, I don't know if I've sent it to you, a copy of people to read so they can put a
Ah,
review on Amazon,
yeah, you
because
can send
Amazon
that.
is new for us. And for Amazon to be successful, we need reviews.
Yes.
So we sent out some copies prior for people to read. And so far, everybody is blown and they're very happy. They
Amazing.
said they can't put the book down. So we've got some really amazing feedback.
Great.
But yes, as of end of February, people can start getting the book. They can order now and we can
Yeah,
ship it to them, or they can come and pick it up if they want it signed by us.
that is so fantastic. I'm so happy for
Mhm.
you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yay. And thank you so much for joining me today. I know you're super busy, but taking out this time is just fantastic.
I'm so happy to be here. I appreciate my time, like your time with me. Like, I mean, this is exciting because we've waited so long. We've
Yeah.
so long to bring this out, and we had to change the name of the book a couple of times because Facebook was red tagging us because of certain words in there. So
Oh
we're
my.
all set to go and very, very excited because this is just first of many.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait till we chat the next time. So again, Darpan, thank you so much. What's your website? People can go there to see everything.
Yes. The website you can go to is the Total Nutrition Diva oncall.com, but
Okay.
also contexteatingmethod.com.
Okay.
And we'll be combining the two because there's not a lot of information in the context for another week or so.
Yeah.
So people can go to either of them and get information.
Awesome. Thanks so much. And there you have it, everyone. Darpan Ahluwalia, Total Nutrition Diva, just getting ready to launch her first book, The Context Eating Method. Be sure to watch her page, check out her website for more information on how you can get your copy.